Good morning. Welcome to this thought on the seventh Sunday of Easter. Been going on a long time, hasn't it? Getting a bit fed up now, but we are beginning to plan for coming back to church, and we would welcome ideas for that. How we get back, what we do, whether you want to come back. You might still be a bit frightened. But anyway, today I want to talk about wow. What makes you go wow? I had a walk in Robindale this week on a lovely summer's evening, and as I schlepped up the hill towards the top of the moor, I could hear lapwings, I could hear curlews, and a skylark as well. So already for me that was pretty wowy. That was good. Then I got over the top of the hill and I started going down into the valley at the head of Robindale, and before me was this fantastic panorama of farms and fells and woods. And as I stood there drinking it in on my own in the sunlight, a cuckoo was heard in a nearby wood, and I thought, wow, that was good. And I'm sure we've experienced those kind of wow moments with beautiful scenery, especially at this time of year. But there are other wow moments as well. On a much different level, I had a fantastic meat pie, and that was wow. That was really good this week. And hoping to get back to cricket this summer. If I ever manage to play a beautiful cover drive to the boundary all along the floor, that would be a wow moment for me as well. But I haven't done it for about 25 years, so it is unlikely. And sometimes these wow moments are quite rare and have a significance. And that's certainly the case in this morning's Gospel of John. Now, John is not an easy gospel. There are some highlights, aren't there, that we all know and understand. In the beginning was the Word, and in my Father's house, and the way, the truth, and the life, and those kind of passages. But in the second half, to be frank, John is difficult and can be very heavy going, and it's quite helpful to have a key to understand what John is trying to say to us. And I think that the key in the second half of the Gospel, from which this morning's reading comes, is glory. And Jesus is specific in this prayer before his disciples on the night before his death, asking the Father to glorify him and the Son to glorify the Father. And you think, what's that all about? It doesn't seem to have much relevance really to what we face as a church now, or to me and my life in the next 7 days. But in fact, it is very important indeed. Glory is a very important concept, and John is right to focus on it. We can think of other examples of glory to help us. So we have glory in the birth narratives. It's glory to God in the highest, the song of the angels, and the shepherds give glory because they've had their wow moment. Glory in the Old Testament is very much something to do with something that matters, something that is heavy, something that has a bit of weight and is really significant and important, concrete and real, that evokes a response from us towards God in effect. And that's the point in the Christmas story, that something really important has happened. You can see it, it's real, and we give glory to God for that. And it's a wow moment for us, and I think that explains partly why lots of the Christmas church are popular, because they are wow moments and they are attractive, and we like a candlelit church and the old carols because through that we can give glory to God. It's a recognition that God is doing something. And so when John talks about glory on the night before Jesus' death, and the Father glorifying the Son and the Son glorifying the Father, John is pointing to what he thinks is the wow moment in the history of the world. And that's when Jesus is on the cross. And there is between them this amazing intimacy in this sacrifice. And if you can look at the cross and see in the cross the turning point of the world, something being revealed about the meaning of life and the universe, and everything is answered in Jesus' death on the cross, then that becomes a wow moment. And it's very much the case for John, that if you see Jesus offering himself on the cross to the Father, offering himself for you and for me, taking us on that cross, back to God, then that is a wow moment. It's something that should make us stop. And of course, in the history of art, it certainly has been. The crucifixion's been a very powerful image. So we've got to try and think about, when we go out to church, how we can do these wow moments. People aren't going to come to church unless they can have a wow moment in our churches. Now, I'm sure we have been in churches where these wow moments have been experienced, perhaps in a big cathedral full for an ordination service or some great Thanksgiving, and the singing can be utterly fantastic, can't it? And that's wow. It's not something we can easily reproduce with 15 of us on a wet Sunday morning in February. Nor can we do the kind of a big independent house church, charismatic band with 13 guitars type of worship experience either. And that can be a wow moment. But these wow moments are not the kind of wow moments that we should be focusing on. Be realistic. There are things we can do and we can't do. But at the heart of the wow moment for John in the crucifixion is the offering of Jesus to his Father. That's glory. That's what matters. That's important. That's where God really is, when Jesus offers himself back to his Father. Perfect love. And we can bring that wow factor into our small congregations. There are many things we can't do, but one thing we can do is show to the world in that sacrificial love of Jesus is something very special. And if we can show that kind of loving concern, that sacrifice, that help to others as we meet to worship on a Sunday, locals and visitors and those in need, then that is very much a wow factor. And it's something we can work on. It's something that will give our churches meaning and give them some power as well, and make them attractive to others. So I'm very much looking forward to getting back. I can't be doing with this video malarkey and all that carry on. I know some people do watch them, but our wow factor is in how we treat each other, how we love each other, and we need to get back to meeting together to do that. In the meantime, please continue to call me and contact me if you know anybody who needs help and advice or just a chat, and please let me know how you're going on. We had one Zoom PCC meeting this week. It started, as they all do, with people flicking buttons and not hearing and all that kind of carry on, but it got better towards the end, so we will be doing more of those. It's nothing like the real thing. That may or may not be a good thing for some people, but it is us getting back in touch with each other, so we will be having more of those this week. So God bless you all. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.